Hey golf people, there is a lot to love about the VoiceCaddie SC4, and they have just released simulation capability for this unit. It's been promised here since the release and it's finally out. On today's video, I'm gonna walk you through the simulation and I'm gonna give you a code at the end of this video from our partners over at playbetter.com where you can save $50 off the cost of an SC4. It's the best deal going. Now, before we get started, let's take a moment to discuss a couple of things that I really like about the SC4. First off, the space requirements. You don't need a lot. In fact, of all of the options on the market, you need the least amount of space with the SC4. It only needs to sit 4.5 to 5 feet behind you. The second thing I really like about this unit is the remote that comes standard with it. That way I can just literally point it back at the unit, change my club selection, turn the volume up and down, things like that. It's a lot better than having to fiddle with the app or buttons on the device itself. So really love that as well. Thirdly, the software is just super user friendly. I think they've done some great improvements to getting this thing up and running. Now, if you saw my original video of the SC4, you know that I had a little problem with the spin. It was the one negative I really saw with this device. I was getting too high of spin. Well, VoiceCaddie listened, and guess what? After a couple of firmware updates since that video, this thing is really started to get dialed in. I would say my spin often is between 100 and 300 RPM of my Bushnell Launch Pro or my SkyTrack Plus, which to me is really, really good. The numbers look great. The carry distances, just like I saw in my original video, are spot on. The only real difference that I'm seeing now is in the rollout, and of course that is going to change from unit to unit no matter how much money you're spending. So I'm really happy with the accuracy of this thing. Now let's go ahead and look at the simulation features and I'll show you how it works. All right, so as you can see on screen, we've got this notice. If you are an SC4 user, you'll see this pop up on the My SwingCaddie app. Simulation's now available. That's exactly why we're here. I'm gonna hit confirm there. We're going to launch this app and then we're just gonna simply hit this Bluetooth button and connect to the device. SwingCaddie has made the connection process so super simple. Now that we're connected, we can actually close the app and we're gonna launch E6 Connect here. Once you're logged in and you are set on the roster there, you can hit next. Now we can choose a few settings here. We've got stroke play, Stableford, modified Stableford, match play, a lot of different things. We're gonna go ahead with the standard stroke play. And there you have your courses. Now there are actually 3 different options here with the SC4. The first one being completely free. You will get 1 free course and 1 free driving range with E6 just by purchasing your SC4. But they do have a couple of options if you want to expand that here with E6. You've got a $300 basic subscription which comes with like 39 plus courses. That's what I have loaded. And they even have a higher tier at $600 a year with more courses, more options. But these are the courses here included with basic. I'm gonna play a course that I've never played before. Pinehurst number 8. I've always wanted to go to Pinehurst, never been able to do it, but that's the great thing about a simulator. So we're gonna hit next here, and now we can actually work on a couple of settings in game. So down there in the bottom left, I'm gonna hit the settings button. You can see that mulligans, you can choose how many mulligans you want, 1, 2, 5, 10, or unlimited. We'll just go with unlimited. The putting mode is auto score. Now, let me explain that. So with a small Doppler device like this, even something like the R10, the MLM2 Pro, you're not gonna get putting out of these types of devices. So that can be one drawback for you, but they have a pretty cool workaround here. If you're near the green, or especially if you're on the green, you're going to get auto scored. So it's gonna choose a number of shots based on your vicinity. I'll show you how that works as we play. Now, don't take this as gospel in any way, but I have seen third-party developers use the phone or a webcam and actually build putting into these types of devices as an add-on. Not going to come from VoiceCaddie itself, but that may happen. Cross your fingers. The thing is, to get putting, you need to have an optical device. This is a Doppler device. But the camera being optical on your phone, you could maybe make that happen. Like I said, that's just wishful thinking right now, but we'll see what happens. Pin position medium, auto continue at 5 seconds. That's fine. Terrain and penalty is enabled. That means if I'm in the rough, it's not going to go as far as if I'm in the fairway, just like a real golf course. And then we can actually change some environmental settings here. So we can have wind at none, breezy, windy, strong. I'm just going to go with none here to make things simple and really judge the accuracy of this device as much as possible. Green hardness at moderate. I've got the green speed set to 10, but of course you could change that up or down as need be. I'll leave that at 10. Fairway hardness moderate. And your atmosphere, we can go through different times of the day, which is pretty cool. So Cirrus afternoon, clear sunset, Clear sunset could be a fun way to play this course, I think. All right, we're gonna go ahead and hit tee off here. And we are all of a sudden standing at Pinehurst number 8. It's 347 yards. I've got driver selected, as you can see down there at the bottom. I'm gonna put an actual driver in my hand, put my glove on. All right, now as I mentioned, we're gonna tee this ball up 4.5 feet in front of the SC4. I've got like 10 feet to the screen here, so my setup's about 14.5 feet, but you could even get away with like 12.5 feet because you only need 8 feet to your screen or net. Speaking of screen or net, any will work. I have a blank screen here in my setup. You could even be airplaying your mobile device to a projector to actually see it projected in front of you. Again, a net indoor or outdoor, even on the range, all of that would work. Makes it a very, very versatile system. Okay, we got 347, driver in hand here. Let's see what happens. Pretty good strike, I think. As you can see, just a little bit of a delay from when you hit the ball until it registers there on the device. A normal drive for me, about 250, 260. And yeah, that's right in the wheelhouse. 251.9, pretty middle of the fairway. I knew that was a pretty good shot and a good result there from the SC4. 1.49 smash factor also tells you that as well. So I've got 101 to the green. I am going to go with my gap wedge. Down here at the bottom, you can choose clubs, so I'm going to go ahead and hit my gap wedge. It will work whether you do that or not, to be quite honest with you, but I like to track what clubs I'm using during the round. And I'm going to try to set up here for a 100-yard swing. This is a 120 club, so I don't want to hit 100% shot here. And I'd say that's about perfect. Let's see what the simulator says. All right, it's a good direction. Looks like we're heading towards the green. Oh yeah. All right, I hit it 97 yards. It sucked back to 95 there. And we've got an 18-foot putt. Now this is where we're going to get an auto score here, depending on how close we are to the green. My auto score there was 2, and so I've got myself a par. That's how it works. Really nice, really seamless. Next hole here is going to be a par 5. Now what I will say too is I've used this 3 or 4 times now for simulation. I have not missed one shot. What's nice is that you just have to get approximately in the right place. You don't have to be perfect. With the SkyTrack, there's a little laser dot. You want to be right there, basically. With my Bushnell, I've got a very narrow little area where it will read a shot. I've had no problems reading with the SC4, and that is a really, really nice thing. So there's quite a bit of variance that you can have. All right, 552, driver in hand. We'll see what happens. Pretty good. Maybe off to the right just a little bit. I might have pushed that. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like maybe a bit of a push. Uh-oh. Unfortunately, whoa, hopefully we're not dead behind that tree. All right, so it's choosing a 4 hybrid for me, but that's not the club I'm going to hit. I'm actually going to change this to, we're going to go 5 iron. I have confirmation there on the unit. That's nice to see. And I'm going to change my aim here so that I do not hit this tree. I got to play it out to the left quite a bit, I think. And I'm going to have to bend this one around. I'm going to have to hit a bit of a fade because, again, I want to keep this kind of low under that tree. That's why I'm hitting a 5 iron, but I also need to fade this ball. It's going to be in the woods. So let's see how the SC4 does with shot shape. I'd say I hit a fade there. Let's see what this thing says. Pretty good, I'd say. And 184, that's about right for a 5 iron. Maybe even towards the higher end, possibly. Carried 179, that's about right. So happy with that. We got 157.6, it's recommending a 7 iron. I'm gonna go ahead and hit a 7 iron because especially since we're out of the rough, I think that's probably the club to hit. I can go right at it, pins cut there on the left side. Ooh, that was a very good strike. Let's see if we make it there. Ooh. Oh, I just got caught up at the top of that bunker. That rough was nasty. That rough was very nasty because on the unit it says that I hit it at 146 carry. Didn't carry that far because of that distance penalty. Now I'm actually in the sand. I'm going to have to get my sand wedge out. So I'm not close enough to get my auto score. I've actually got to hit a sand shot. It's tricky with simulators. It's something you got to get used to, but let's see how we did there. All right, I just barely made the green after that splash out. We're going to get an auto number here, and I'm probably going to have a bogey, maybe even a double bogey, which wouldn't be good. Yeah, it auto putted me to 3. In real life, could I have gotten that down in 2? Maybe, but that's just one little quirk about these auto putt systems. So we're +2 here. We've got another par 4 ahead of us. Driver back in hand. Didn't quite catch all of that. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's about what I'd expect. Like I said, didn't quite catch all that. 223. All right, so we've got a little left to right downhill lie here. So I'm going to aim a little left of the pin. I've also got a 6-iron in hand here because we are going 32 feet uphill. It's 157, but it's 32 feet uphill, so it's going to play like 165. So we got to get all of this. And I think I pretty much did. Let's see where we end up. Should be on the green, though. I hit it well enough to be on the green. Yes, okay, 150. Man, 32 feet uphill is no joke, but it's cool you get all that game physics built into E6 here, and the SC4 can read that. So yeah, 164 was my carry, my actual carry with the SC4, but again, 32 feet uphill, we got what we got. There's my gimme. So +3 is the score there for 3 holes, 3 over. I wish I would have done better, but boy, this is a heck of a lot of fun. Again, I think as simulators go, this is going to probably be the most budget-friendly option, and the accuracy seems to be really starting to dial in here with all these firmware updates. I think that there's been 2, maybe even 3 here since my last review. So VoiceCaddie actively working to get this the best it can possibly be. Really excited about that. All right, you're probably waiting for that discount code for $50 off. Again, this is exclusive to the Let's Play Through community. Using the code LPTSC450 at checkout, only at playbetter.com. I've got that down below if you can't remember it. It's in the description along with the link to take a look at this SC4. If you're in the market, it's going to be the best price you will find on the internet for the SC4. And as you can see, it's a whole heck of a lot of fun. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you back real soon on another edition of Let's Play Through.